Hey, Aprentistas, hope you're having a good week here. Just here to talk to you about how to perform peer review this week. We're getting ready to turn in our first essay. I've already talked with some of you about it. Um, I know some of you have gone to Anthony. If you want to get feedback from me before you turn in, you can always text me. You can always uh, also send me an email through Canvas inbox. I'd be happy to be your tutoring uh, resource for this first essay. If you want to go through Anthony, your pal, or the Success Center, or through Smart Thinking, you can definitely do those things too. So looking at week 6, let me go ahead and punch that open here. Put it on student view so it kind of looks like what you're seeing. Notice that I'm asking you to have your peer review for your classmates' essay done by Saturday. If that's not a viable option, I want you to let me know as soon as possible. If you'll notice, I've made the Sunday, this Sunday, the due date for your final draft, and that'll be a Turnitin submission that I will put up on the screen, and I will make a video for that to show you how to do that in case you're not familiar with that process. So I know it's saying we also have a thesis or a topic due. I'll be putting that out later today so that you've got an idea of just what kind of direction you want to go through for the next essay. Now keep in mind, when we start essays, we start them with a lot of time before that final draft due date. So if you're kind of feeling like, I got to think of the next essay already, oh, my head is going crazy, go ahead and take a deep breath. Keep in mind that we want to keep on strengthening our writing process and our research process every step of the way. So we're going to start early, and we're going to keep on working on refining those intermediary steps, coming up with a topic, doing research, making an outline, making a rough draft, doing a peer review. That's a lot of different little motions that we're doing. It's kind of like going through different stations at the gym. Remember we used to go to gyms? But they're all designed to kind of help you with that final product. So let me go ahead and pull you back to modules here so you can see a little bit about how that works. So I've put the peer review instructions up for essay number 1. Now, a couple of things. I'm going to also be sending you a text and an email. If you know who you want to be your peer reviewer for the first essay, let me know. If you're like, hey, I don't care, surprise me, it's Friday, woo, whatever, that's fine too. Now, keep in mind, peer review is all about helping you make your essay better, right? And everybody's in a rough draft state right now, so do your best to go in with an open mind and to not freak out. When I used to teach live classes, I used to say, okay, let's get ready for peer reviewing class. Go ahead and you start off and make your apology first. Go ahead and hand your paper to your peer and say, sorry, my essay sucks so much. Rough drafts are going to have sucky points. But the point is we're all here to learn. We're all here to learn how to refine them and make them better so we can be more successful in this class and in other classes that require these skills. So keep that whole mindset. First part, for the author, you're going to list 3 specific concerns about your essay. And if you're not sure what to put, look at the tasks below and pick from them. Maybe it might be about how you incorporated your research. Maybe it might be about whether your argument is making perfect sense. Maybe it's your intro or your conclusion. Just pick 3, okay? Sometimes people will want to put grammar, and grammar is a big umbrella term for lots of little different rules. So if you are feeling that you want to put grammar, be specific. List one thing for this essay that you want to get help on. Maybe it's your commas. Maybe you got an issue with run-on sentences. Maybe it's sentence fragments. Just give them one thing, right? And again, if you want touch up on grammar, the Success Center can always help you with that too. And I can always help you go through and kind of highlight what I see as like a pattern of repeat grammar errors. So next, you're going to email your peer your concerns and attach a copy of your essay rough draft. Make sure it's in Microsoft Word, and that'll be clear why. You should be able to get into their email addresses just fine going through Canvas. You should also be able to text each other through Remind as well. Now, the second part for the reviewer, once you get that draft from your peer, you're going to read it from beginning to end and complete tasks 1 through 8. You're going to send them in an email to your peer and to me. I'm Professor Connelly. Now, I'm telling you not to mark grammar yet. And if you've had me before, you know how I feel about this. It's really, really easy to go into grammar mode when you're looking at somebody else's writing. But look, we got to make sure that the essay is doing the big things right first before we worry about the little things. Before you worry about the paint job of the car, you've got to make sure there's a running engine in it. It's got a steering wheel, and other mechanical things about cars. That it goes from point A to point B. If you've got a car without an engine and you're painting it already, dial it back, right? It should be running first. So I'm going to ask you to look at the essay structure. Now, with this first one, you're going to have to do a comment right on the draft. And this is something that changes because we are doing it through distance learning, but I will show you once again how to do that. Then I'm asking you to look at their argument support, if there are emotional appeals or logical appeals. If anything doesn't seem to make sense about the argument, let them know. Then I'm going to ask you to ask about I'm going to ask you to look at the incorporation of research in the essay. Hey, is it on task? Is it really help people believe that the conspiracy theory that your peer is working on is not true? Keeping on going along with that, remember where our sources are. They've got to be through the databases. Even if it's newspaper stuff, you should be able to get it through our newspaper database. If you see on their Works Cited page all kinds of like web pages and URLs that are just from all over the internet, that needs to change. Okay. Now, paragraph structure. There are 2 ways of going about it. If you've had me before, there's the TRIAC method and there's also the TIA method. And I'll post a video for that because I know there are some people that didn't have me before. But basically what we're talking about is topic sentence, restatement or restriction, illustration, analysis, concluding sentence. Or at the very, very minimum, topic sentence, illustration, that's that research, that outside source, analysis. Then I'm asking you to look at MLA format. You will remember that I put some examples of MLA format in a previous week. I will redump them into here to make sure you've got them good and handy to look at. Remember the OWL website at Purdue is also really good at MLA format. Then I'm asking you to look at the introduction. Try to figure out what kind of introduction it is. If you feel like it's not following into one of these general categories, that's fine. Let's find out what it is. Make up your own term if you think it's something completely new. Conclusion, same thing. If it's too short, it's too fragmented, that's fine. Now, sometimes when people bring rough drafts to peer review, they're not completely done. I'm always of the opinion that you should write the body of the essay first before you worry about the intro and the conclusion. Because the body of the essay, all those support paragraphs, is where you are going to win or lose the battle, right? And once you write those body paragraphs, it's a lot easier to figure out how you want to introduce the topic to your peers and how you want to bring them out of the topic back into their non-peer review, their non-essay reading lives. Title, A good title gets people in the right mood. Make sure they've got one. If you want some uh, feedback on titles, I'm always there for it. I will also post something else in this week's materials to help you with that. Style, remember, because this is college and I'm helping you develop the professional and academic dialect, it should be formal and concise, not casual and conversational. You know, and a good rule of the thumb is this the language you would use in a business letter? If it is, you're probably on the formal and concise end. But if it's casual, conversational, it's got slang and emojis and who knows what else, that's going to need to change. And you've got to give your peer a heads up on that. So you're going to do all these things. All of these things are the engine check, the engine diagnostic for the essay, right? You're making sure that that motor turns over, that the car can actually drive. Now, after you do that, you're going to open up the essay and go into the comment function in order to take a look at the grammar. And again, do your best to help them with some of these greatest hits or misses, if you want to call them that we see in college writing. Finally, the next thing you want to do is answer this question and email it to me. What feedback in this review was the most helpful to you? Write at least 3 sentences explaining what you plan to consider, do, or change in your paper as a result of receiving this feedback. Now, this part's really important too, because there's so many times I think when, people get back a peer review and they're just like, hey man, thanks bro, or whatever, or they don't really shove in their backpack if they're taking an online class, but it just stops right there. If you don't take time to review the review and to make a judgment call about what's being said in that review, it's been an empty exercise. And I don't want to waste your time. I don't want things to just be busy work. So make sure you fill out that part and get it to me as well. So again, if you've had me before, this process should be pretty familiar to you. Let's jump back to the site for this week. And here, how to use comment and editing features on MS Word for peer review. This is a short video that shows you how to leave comments and make suggestions right in somebody else's work as an editor or as a reviewer. And some of you already know how to do this. Some of you don't. This video does a great job of doing that. Now, once you've got that and you've gone through all those steps, you're going to be ready to go. Now, if there are any questions, please, please, please do not hesitate to contact me, text me through Remind. You can also send me messages through my inbox at Canvas. I'd be happy to help you out. Once again, my big goal here is 100% pass rate. And what that means is you've successfully gotten the skills to be good with these processes when you have to use them in other classes. I don't want to just give you a grade. I want to make sure you're coming out of here prepared and ready to do what else you need to do in other classes here at Chaffey and when you transfer that require writing and research. So again, no question is too weird. No question is too redundant. I want to give you answers for all of them. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful day, by the way. Get out, look at the sky a little bit. It is really nice. But again, I'm here to help you. Please do not hesitate to contact me. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.